Tonight at 5, we're following breaking news as police identify a suspect in the shooting of a man yesterday on State Street.
In all of our time down here, you know, the owner, myself, we've never had anything like this happen here.
Tonight, we're also hearing from downtown Madison business owners and workers who witnessed the shooting.
And Waukesha County Judge Jennifer Doro officially announces a bid for the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Also, 2 are killed as tornadoes race through 3 southern states overnight. We have an update on the weather there.
You're watching News 3 now at 5. We are following breaking news tonight. Madison police have identified the suspect in yesterday's State Street shooting.
1 person was hurt in the incident and is still in the hospital. Police are looking for 40-year-old Lamar Jefferson. They say he has ties to the Milwaukee area and is believed to be armed and dangerous. Anyone who sees Jefferson or knows where he is asked to call police immediately.
Now, the incident happened yesterday. It was about 3:30 in the afternoon. This was the 100 block of State Street. Police say Jefferson and the victim knew each other, and the shooting happened after the two had a disagreement. The victim, they say, is a 29-year-old male who suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Arman Rahman is live with more details. Arman?
Yeah, guys, what we do know is that police believe this shooting was targeted and that the victim is expected to survive. And Chief Sean Barnes says anyone who knows where Jefferson is should call the police, but do not interact with Jefferson. With State Street being such a busy and visible area, Barnes says there will be extra patrols into the future. His officers spent much of today reassuring the area's business owners.
We know that many of you may feel uneasy after last night's events, and we want to reassure our public that we're doing everything possible to keep Madison safe.
We know the victim suffered multiple gunshot wounds and was recovering from surgery as of this afternoon. And police say Jefferson has ties to Milwaukee. Wisconsin court records show a lengthy rap sheet for Jefferson, including convictions for felony battery, battery to an emergency rescue worker, and felony possession of a firearm. Live on State Street, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Arman, thank you. And what's normally, of course, Madison's busiest spot for shopping and eating during the holidays turned into an eerie sight after that shooting yesterday.
Our Catherine Merck spent the day on State Street today hearing from those who work in that area, and she joins us in the studio with some of their thoughts today. Catherine?
It's a frightening situation to think about, Susan. It's a shooting in broad daylight in a popular entertainment and shopping district. It makes many wonder how safe they are when experiencing some of Madison's most iconic stops, like at Clary's Old-Fashioned Gourmet Popcorn. Owner Kenneth Clary says the normal State Street sounds include the noises of his product, not the popping noise of gunshots. He says he's been in business for 20 years on the street, and this type of crime isn't common outside of his shop.
I mean, I grew up here, and as a kid, nobody got shot. You know, only once every 2 years or somebody got it, but now it's like once every week. I don't know. But it's changed. Definitely things have changed.
At today's press conference, Madison's police chief said they responded to 11 incidents with weapons last year on State Street. Yesterday's shooting was the first weapons incident in this zone in 2022, making this year well below previous years for State Street crime. One of the businesses on State Street became a place for the victim to find help. The manager of Michelangelo's coffee shop was there when the shooting happened yesterday. He'll share some of his reactions from his coworkers and those who were inside of his business at the time of the shooting. That's next at 6.
We will see you at 6, Catherine. Thank you. You can continue to follow this story as we learn more on our News 3 Now app and channel3000.com. There you can also watch the full Madison Police Department news conference that happened just this afternoon. Let's get a check on the weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is on the very chilly weather patio tonight. Gary?
Do you really want to hear about it? Our temperatures are almost 30 degrees colder right now than they were at this time yesterday. As we take a look at visible cloud track, we had clouds for the night and then into this morning with even a few flurries, but then skies started to clear out, and you can see that stripe of white from northwestern Iowa and southern Minnesota into northwestern Wisconsin. That's the snow on the ground from yesterday's storm system. But now all the snow is on the other side of Lake Michigan, mainly some lake effect snows and some flurries that came through here earlier today. Current temperatures have dropped into the lower 20s across Dane County. Madison, Middleton, both at 23. It's 23 in Verona and 24 degrees in Edgerton. To the north and west, it's even colder, down to 17 in Viroqua, at 19 degrees in La Crosse. And you factor in winds right now that are still in the 25 to 30 mile per hour range, or even a little stronger in some gusts. That drops wind chills to 10 in Madison and close to 0 over parts of west central Wisconsin. Look for mostly clear skies this evening. Temperatures dropping to around 20, but again, those wind chills will probably make it feel about 10 to 15 degrees colder. Later on, I'll take a look at a warm-up, another cool down, and then some snow as we head into next week.
Gary, thank you. Darrell Brooks, who was recently sentenced to life in prison with no parole, is appealing his conviction. Court records show Brooks filed the notice in Waukesha County Court just yesterday. He was charged with 76 counts for driving through the Waukesha Christmas parade last year, killing 6, injuring dozens others. A jury found Brooks guilty on all counts late last month. The potential appeal could focus on whether Brooks should have been allowed to represent himself. And the person who we watched reprimand, remove, and ultimately sentence Darrell Brooks was back in that same courthouse today, this time with a very different message. Jennifer Doro formally announcing her campaign for the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Will Keneally was there.
So in just this very room where you can see behind me, what was rumored is now official. Judge Jennifer Doro is now running for state Supreme Court.
So today, I am excited to officially announce my candidacy for the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
And with today's announcement, the Doro campaign rolled out speakers to introduce the legal background for the judge who, until recently, had mostly been known for her work on the Brooks trial.
She always put public safety as her first concern and always treated the numerous law enforcement officers that we deal with on a daily basis with the highest level of respect as they deserved.
Doro has worked both in the DA's office and as a defense attorney, now as a judge. She says she wants to take a brand of judicial conservatism to the high court.
Look at my work and how I've presented myself. And I have been a judicial conservative for my entire career. This is not something that I just drummed up because I wanted to run for office.
And it's not uncommon for candidates to run either as liberals or conservatives. And Doro was asked whether she would be a swing justice like current Justice Brian Hagedorn.
We must replace Justice Rogensack with a judicial conservative who will fairly and faithfully apply the law as written to the cases, to the facts of the cases that come before the court.
Doro now enters the race with 3 other candidates, including Janet Protosevich.
The difference between the seat that's coming up in 2023 is that this seat is so critically important.
And so this is all ahead of tomorrow, when nomination papers for the Supreme Court race can start circulating. Reporting from Waukesha, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All 4 candidates will face each other in a February primary. The top 2 vote-getters will face off in the April general election.
People hoping to get back to the nitty-gritty in downtown Madison will have to wait a few more weeks. The restaurant was damaged in a fire earlier this month and will not reopen until December 13th at the earliest. Today, Madison fire officials say it was likely caused by improperly discarded smoking materials. They say people were spotted smoking in the area multiple times throughout the day, including just minutes before smoke was seen coming from a dumpster. The Middleton and Sun Prairie locations are open as usual. The city of Madison has unveiled its passenger rail station study, identifying 6 potential Amtrak locations. In 2021, a federal infrastructure bill provided billions in funding for Amtrak, and Amtrak says Madison is among the most important locations in the Midwest. The city will start holding public meetings next week to select from the potential locations. If Madison is chosen, it could save time on your commute and your carbon footprint.
Both the Federal Rail Administration and Amtrak put out plans last year identifying Madison as a really important connection for the passenger rail network in the Midwest. Amtrak's Connect Us said that Madison should be part of a Hiawatha extension, the Hiawatha being the train that goes between Milwaukee and Chicago.
The city of Madison can apply for federal funding in December, but getting ahead of the process by selecting a location. Officials say they couldn't lay down a time frame, but Amtrak hopes to complete the national railway system by 2035.
The House of Representatives have voted to avert a rail strike that could cripple the shipping industry and the U.S. economy. Mike Valerio explains what's next for this measure.
The president made it pretty clear the repercussions, the ramifications for the country and for workers across the country if we don't get this done, if there is a strike.
The House of Representatives approved legislation in a two-part vote Wednesday to block more than 100,000 rail workers from walking off the job next week. The bill is now in the hands of senators who need to pass it before a strike set for December 9th. For months, there's been a stalemate between the workers' unions and the railroads reporting record profits last year, with one strike averted in September after a tentative agreement was reached.
Once the members looked at it, some of the unions ratified it. They said this is enough, but a lot of union members felt, particularly in the wake of the pandemic, that paid sick leave was something that they had to have.
President Joe Biden asked top leaders in Congress to get involved this week after previously being reluctant to step into the fight. But ultimately, he decided the economic upheaval a strike would cause couldn't be ignored. Business groups fear a freight rail strike would lead to widespread shortages of food and goods, to prices spiking and commuter train interruptions. One economic group estimates it would cost the U.S. economy $1 billion in just the first week. Unions say walking off the job is a last resort, but one they're willing to take so rail workers can get their demands met.
They work really hard, very dangerous jobs. Many of them work outside, are exposed to the elements, to chemicals, musculoskeletal injury, and they need paid sick leave.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
If the Senate doesn't pass that bill, a strike could begin as early as next Friday.
Christine McVie, the soulful British musician who sang lead on many of Fleetwood Mac's biggest hits, has died. Her family said she passed away peacefully at a hospital earlier today after a brief illness. Fleetwood Mac shared a statement saying McVie was the best musician anyone could have in their band and the best friend anyone could have in their life. McVie was 79 years old.
Next at 5, Gary tells us when we could see a bit of a warm-up.
Plus, communities across the South are cleaning up today after tornadoes tore through multiple states. We'll take a look at the damage after the break.
And a check of Wall Street, the Dow with a massive jump of more than 737 points. The Nasdaq climbs more than 484. S&P 500 adds 122.5. And we'll be right back.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes in as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount now because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger. This is it.
This Thanksgiving is the best time to try Plexiderm with our starter price of only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This season, choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
Businesses and patrons of State Street recall the fear of yesterday's gun violence.
And after 2 recent shootings with unidentified suspects still at large, News 3 Now investigates the Madison PD's murder case clearance rate. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Be prepared for winter weather. Trust the First Warn Weather Team to give you clear, timely, and accurate info, keeping you safe and ahead of the storms. Your certified, most accurate team, First Warn Weather, only on News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
New research shows deaths related to drugs and alcohol are rising among Americans 65 and older. Over 5,000 people in that age group died of a drug overdose in 2020. Nearly 12,000 died from alcohol-induced causes, according to the CDC's National Center for Health Statistics. Hospital admissions of those 65 and up have also doubled the last 2 years. For about 50%, alcohol is the primary substance of use. But for the other 50%, it's illicit drugs, prescription drugs, and even fentanyl.
What we're seeing is that many of the older adults had pain conditions where they're getting prescription drugs. And the doctors either stopped referring to them or they were not working. So they went to the street to buy, alternative medications. But the ones on the street have fentanyl and other drugs in them, which is leading to overdose.
Now, experts say treatment programs have helped, but over the last 20 years, death rates from drug overdoses in that 65 and up age group have more than tripled. Alcohol-related deaths have jumped 18%.
Dozens of tornadoes in 3 southern states overnight claimed 2 lives and damaged dozens of homes. While the worst of the threat is over, residents now have a big cleanup ahead. Gloria Pazmino has more.
She was just screaming and hollering. Everybody was scared.
Severe storms and tornadoes swept through parts of the South Tuesday into Wednesday morning. The National Weather Service said at least 30 reports of tornadoes were made since Tuesday afternoon, mostly in central and southern Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana.
We're about to sit down and eat, and wind started hitting. We tried to got to a safe place as fast as possible, and as soon as we got there, it was over.
I made it into what I call a safe room, and by the time I got there, it was over. It might have lasted maybe 15 seconds.
In Mississippi, an entire bridge washed out. Trucks overturned on the highway, and a local firehouse sustaining major damage.
From what it looks like right now, this building will have to come down, and we'll have to start the rebuild process.
In Alabama, this apartment complex was ripped apart, exposing the inside of homes. Displaced residents taking shelter at a local middle school. Threats of severe weather remained during Wednesday morning, but the system is expected to diminish through the afternoon as it makes its way across southeast Georgia and North Florida. I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
Significant tornado damage was evident in the Flatwood community north of Montgomery, Alabama, where a mother and her child were killed as a tree struck their home. And Gary is back now with the latest forecast and more on the tornadoes. Gary.
Yeah, this is a pretty widespread severe weather outbreak for about a 24-hour period. It started yesterday afternoon and ended this morning, but stretched from eastern Texas and western portions of Louisiana all the way down into northern Texas and southern portions of Georgia. The tornado reports started in northeastern portions of Louisiana and then moved eastward into Mississippi and Alabama. You can see near Boylston in Alabama, just north of Montgomery. That's where the 2 people were killed by a tornado there. Also significant damage from eastern portions of Mississippi into western Alabama. And notice the times here. Time of report, 3:19 in the morning. 2:48 in the morning. Tornadoes at night, especially in the south, are just killers. And unfortunately, that's a part of the country that gets a lot of their severe weather at night. And a lot of the homes are not really built for strong weather systems like that. And if you don't have warning, it's not a good recipe for survival in many cases. Doppler track right now, the flurries that we had this morning have moved off to the east. We're on the cold side of this system that yesterday dumped anywhere from about 2 to 5 or 6 inches of snow from Minnesota into northwestern Wisconsin. Heavier amounts up near Lake Superior, and there's still some lake effect snows up there. And take a look at the temperatures. Over that snow cover, temperatures are in the teens. At least we don't have any snow here in southern Wisconsin on the ground, but still temperatures are in the 20s, and those winds are brisk out of the west and northwest, about 15 to 25 miles per hour. Temperatures compared to yesterday, a 27-degree drop in Madison. Yesterday at this time we were in the 50s. Right now we're in the lower 20s, and you can see wind chills make it feel like it's 10 degrees in Madison, and to the north and west wind chills are above and below zero. So it's very cold out there. High temperature trend over the next 10 days. We go right back up to 48 on Friday, drop down to 28 on Saturday. Then temperatures stay a little colder than the normal into next week when we have a couple of weather systems. The new Climate Prediction Center outlook for the month of December is calling for below normal temperatures, higher probabilities up here with the warmer than normal weather staying in the southern part of the country, but also calling for below normal precipitation, rather high probabilities of that happening. So we might be out of the main storm track. I mean, cold weather, but not much in the way of snowfall. We'll have to see if that works out. 3 things you need to know: breezy and cold tonight with lows in the teens. We warm back up to near 50 on Friday and then turn windy and colder on Saturday. High temperatures topping out to probably in the upper 20s, and you can see snowfall forecasts from some of the computer models, maybe an inch or two Monday into Tuesday. Both of those seem to be pretty much on track for that. Planning your night, look for a low of 15 in Verona, 14 in Windsor, mostly clear skies across southern Wisconsin, 16 for the low in Janesville, 14 degrees for La Crosse. High temperature tomorrow, back up to 35. Winds will pick up, but this time out of the southwest, and that'll bring temperatures right up to 48 on Friday. Cold front comes through, windy and colder on Saturday with a high of 28. Weather system early next week, again, just like we showed you on the computer models, maybe an inch or two of snow there. A similar system toward the end of next weekend with temperatures staying at or below normal. As we check out first warn traffic, here's the view of the Beltline at Fish Hatchery Road looking westbound, and you can see a lot of cars there. Even though the flex lane is open, some traffic delays there approaching Verona Road. So right now on the eastbound Beltline, it's about a 24-minute trip from Interstate 3990 to the University Avenue interchange. Back in the eastbound direction, about a 17-minute trip. Heading out of Madison, no problems on I-3990 from the Beltline to Janesville or US 12 Middle to Sauk City. Downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue, and US 151 takes you 19 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi and the Dane County Veterans Service are celebrating the new opening of an office. This new facility is located on Aberg Avenue and more accessible than the previous location. The office also closer to more community resources like the Vet Center and the Department of Workforce Development.
We like having a nice triangulation of services that will kind of help to foster a more of a one-stop shop type environment for our veterans.
2 conference rooms will be named after individuals with ties to the Dane County Veterans Service office. They are Vietnam veteran Michael Jackson and World War II veteran Marjorie Marshman. Just ahead, it is one of the wonders of the world. Now a UN-backed study is sounding the alarm to save the Great Barrier Reef. Details next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period? Like accidentally parking where you shouldn't.
Hey, what about this one? Nah, that one gets an extra day. Somebody got lucky.
Like having an extra day grace period? When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
The holidays can be so stressful. So give the gift of wellness. Buy $100 in Massage Envy gift cards and receive a free $20 promo card. Keep your body working.
Hey, there's my girl. Who's that?
Life can be uncomfortable. Your home
doesn't have to be. Whether you're looking for all the advanced features or something with a lower upfront cost, with Rheem heating equipment, you can stay comfortable even in the most uncomfortable situations.
Oh, come on. Yes, let's go.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today, serving Dane County for over 45 years.
I became an orthopedic surgeon for a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
For a lot of reasons.
To help you take walks again. To ease your pain.
To rebuild your strength.
And at every step along the way,
we take the time to answer all your questions.
We're here because we care.
We care about you. You.
You.
They care about me.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare Orthopedics, now offering robotic-assisted knee replacement.
Save big on your automotive needs, now at Menards. Get superior engine protection with Valvoline Daily Protection Motor Oil. It's formulated with advanced additives for year-round engine protection. Pick up a quart for just $3.99. Don't forget to stock up on Duracell copper top batteries. They're dependable with a long-lasting 10-year storage guarantee. A 24-pack of AA or AAA batteries is only $14.99. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Your energy, inspiring a spark of creativity, working hard to reach your goals, thinking outside the box to bring your vision to life. At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Scientists are sounding the alarm about the Great Barrier Reef.
Tina Krause tells us they're recommending it be placed on a list of World Heritage Sites in danger.
It's one of the natural wonders of the world. Stretching for 1,400 miles, the Great Barrier Reef is home to countless plants and animals. Now some scientists want it added to the list of endangered World Heritage Sites.
I think it is welcome in many ways because it's what we all know. Climate change is the #1 threat to the reef.
A new United Nations-backed report details how pollution combined with warmer waters and devastating storms are ravaging the coral. Experts say even though efforts to protect the reef have ramped up recently, without ambitious climate action, it remains at serious risk.
Unless we can get emissions under control, we don't have much hope for the reef ecosystem.
But Australian officials say saving the coral needs a global solution.
There is no need to single out the Great Barrier Reef in Australia because there is no government taking the risks to coral reefs more seriously than the Australian government.
The world's largest coral reef system attracts millions of people to Australia every year, propping up its multi-billion-dollar tourism industry. Some climate scientists worry labeling the reef as endangered could cause it to lose its luster.
Pushing our governments to make changes is much more feasible and a possibility if people feel like there's something to fight for.
And experts say the reef is resilient with the power to rebuild and regenerate if just given a chance. Tina Krause, CBS News.
And UN officials say they will listen to feedback from Australian leaders before making any official recommendations to add the Great Barrier Reef to the endangered list.
We're back with a final check of your First Warn forecast when we return.
DePaco Credit Union members are better together because together members share thank yous, a DePaco-only perk that thanks members in cash. And because you're not just a member, you're also an owner, everyone benefits. How will this year's nearly $3.7 million in thank yous benefit you and your community? Since 2016, DePaco members have shared nearly $24.4 million. We truly are better together. Join the movement where your member ownership pays. Visit your nearest DePaco branch or join online at depaco.com.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. This season, get into a 2022 Explorer SUV with 2.9% financing for 60 months at your local Ford dealer and shine bright.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth? Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's power swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The power swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there. And I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used power swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with power swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my power swabs and eliminate the staining.
When I used the power swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as power swabs.
Whiten your teeth this Thanksgiving by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Gary's back, so we take a final check of the forecast.
Yeah, right now skies are, well, for some reason our graphics don't want to change.
They're frozen.
Traffic graphics are frozen, but I can tell you that skies are clear, temperatures are cold. We're in the low 20s now. Look for low temperatures tonight down to about 14, 15 degrees, and wind chills make it feel like perhaps close to 0 for our western viewers.
Ouch. Yeah, the wind was definitely a factor earlier today. Gary, thank you. We'll have more updates coming your way in a half hour. Join us again for News 3 now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.